Emancipation, the brilliant enigma, who defeated Manicato, was triumphant over Sedapa, won the Rosemount Classic with 60 kilos, and the Doncaster as a 3-year-old with 1.5 kilograms more than weight for age. Emancipation did not race as a 2-year-old, but as a 3-year-old put together some minor wins before taking out the T-Rose Stakes at Rose Hill, after which she went to Melbourne for the Edward Manifold Stakes at the Spring Carnival.
Reladders the leader by length. The man of Madras and Emancipation is wider on the track, and they're followed by Prime Walk and Ruling Blood. Coming down to the 200-metre mark, and a Reladders being tackled by Man of Madras, and here comes Emancipation. Emancipation moving up on the outside to tackle Man of Madras and a Relad. Emancipation on the outside, Man of Madras, Emancipation doing too well, and Emancipation coming on for a strong win.
After also winning the Carbine Club Stakes at Flemington, she returned to Sydney for the autumn of 1983. After winning the Canterbury Stakes, she was set for the first of her Group 1 wins.
Very quickly, Emancipation is winding up. She's coming after Manny. Emancipation, the 3-year-old filly, is ranged up to the old champion. Emancipation headed Manicato. Manicato kicking again, but Emancipation is a mighty filly. Emancipation streaking away from Manicato and beat him just over 2 lengths with rare form and nose away third, and his run was big.
Emancipation was now favourite for the Doncaster. The handicapper treated her with considerable respect, giving her 1.5 kilograms overweight for age. Jockey Ron Quinton considers this her greatest victory.
I suppose it probably was one of her best wins of her career, no doubt, because I remember, it was a big field. I'd ridden her back, settled her about 7th or 8th, and I was always going very nicely. And I remember turning into the straight, and I was following Avatar, and he was a Melbourne horse, and he couldn't run a mile, and I thought that he'd take me right to the furlong post, and then he'd probably drop off after that. And when he did start to waver a little bit coming up over the rise, I sort of got inside him, and I've probably, hardly ever experienced the acceleration that day of her was just phenomenal. A bit of a gap come, and she was gone. She absolutely exploded away. And a horse from New Zealand, Ring True, come down the outside, but she'd gone. She put the race within doubt in a matter of strides.
It's Avatar coming atop of the pack now. Emancipation's in the clear, and she shot away, but here's the New Zealander Ring True, putting in a big finish down the outside. Emancipation in front of Ring True, but she's going well, the filly, and Emancipation has it won. Emancipation wins the Doncaster, Ring True second, foregone conclusion, or Hussar's Command third, then Manuel.
Emancipation was easily the best racehorse I've trained. Well, I've had some very, very good horses to train, but there's no doubt in my mind that she's by far and away the best racehorse. She had great determination and courage. She was very athletic. She could carry weight, and she just had a terrific acceleration. She could be sort of back in the pack and just burst through the pack and go on and win, and I think her great determination was her best feature.
But while the lady was a champ, the champ was no lady. She was handled throughout her career by Neville Begg's son, Graham.
She'd have to be probably the nastiest horse that I've ever handled.
She didn't like strangers around. My son Graham looked after her most of her racing career, and he handled her very, very well, and I'm sure without his help, she would have done as well. But she's always an unusual sort of filly. She didn't like other horses around her, and you put her in a box and she'd kick the walls, and she'd kick you if she got the opportunity, or bite you, but we got to know her, and I think everybody got on pretty well with her.
But she didn't only bite a strapper, she could bite punters as well. She seemed to either win brilliantly or flop. For example, after winning the Edward Manifold, a fortnight later she met the same field over the same distance and finished 15th.
She could be difficult to ride, sometimes she used to hang in.
She wants to hang in a bit. She's on one rein, but she quickly ranges up to Kia Mare. She's hanging badly. She's laying all over Kia Mare. Kia Mare kicking again, Emancipation, and Kia Mare, by crikey, Kia Mare is fighting back. They hit the line. Goes to the lead halfway down the straight from Marquis Star. Looks like she might have want to hang a little bit under pressure, but she's too good, and Quinton eased up again.
After failing in the Melbourne Spring of 1983, She never raced again in Melbourne. At her first start in the autumn of '84, she was defeated by the outstanding 3-year-old Sedappa. At her next 2 starts, she won the Apollo and Chipping Norton Stakes.
Blockbuster run, Mr. McGinty claimed by Emancipation at the 100 metres. Emancipation went to the lead to hit the lead from Mr. McGinty. Tresaro flies, but the mare has just beaten Tresaro, I think. 2.5.
She was then asked to carry 60 kilograms against the fillies and mares in the Rosemount Classic at Rose Hill. This race was another measure of her greatness.
In good style, Salinas Love and White Jewel headed up for the judge clear. Use the space, hook to the outside. Emancipation is trying to break out of a pocket, and she's seeing a bit of daylight now, but Lacazier went to the front. Emancipation barging through that opening now is coming at them, and here's Royal Regatta on the outside. It's Emancipation, claimed by Royal Regatta, with Tempestuous running on well, but she's too good, the filly, the mare, and she's racing right away, Emancipation. Tempestuous second, Royal Regatta third.
Her superiority to Sedappa was confirmed in the 1984 Rider Stakes.
The rider looks confident on Emancipation as they make the turn. They're followed by Red Tempo, Sedappa getting up on the inside rail. Then at the head of the others, Centane and Youngblood, but Emancipation coming at Secret Romance. Sedappa's locked into a pocket as Red Tempo moved up on the outside of it, and Emancipation shot clear with 100 to go. Sedappa's giving the mare a long start. Whether he can make it or not, I don't think so. The mare's going too well, and she's home and hosed. And Emancipation wins from Sedappa.
And in her last win, the All-Age Stakes at Randwick.
Emancipation has the lead as they reach the 800 metres, slipping away a length and a half on Sedappa. In the second placing, 2 more lengths to Clear Gold. About a neck away is Tempestuous, who's making a little ground. And 2.5 Sovereign Chief last of all. Emancipation led Sedappa, who's getting a bit closer as they travel inside the 600 metres. Only a half length away second, the Colt. They're followed by Tempestuous, moving clearly into the third placing. Clear Gold is fourth, and being hard-ridden, and Sovereign Chief is last. In the straight, Sedappa coming at Emancipation, and soon after Sedappa raced to the lead. On top of the rise, Sedappa's in front of Emancipation, but the mare has plenty left on the inside rail, and she's kicking again. The rider feeling for the whip on Sedappa. Emancipation just in front, 100 out, and she's kicking away from Sedappa. She's got him beaten, the mare, and Emancipation strode home to win it well. Emancipation beats Sedappa. Clear Gold is third.
She then went on to campaign unsuccessfully in Brisbane.
At that stage, you know, we weren't quite sure where we were going with the mare. She was raced on lease by the Bobler Point syndicate, and her lease was just about due to expire, and we thought, well, if she can go to Queensland and win again up there, because she's racing right-handed, and it appeared as if she would have a chance in the races, but she certainly didn't perform up to her best, and when she was beaten there, we decided to retire her straight away.
The brilliant Enigma. Emancipation was voted Ansett Horse of the Year and VRC Champion Racehorse for season 1983-84. She was sold for $1 million, retired to stud, and is now a housebound matron, and very much a lady.